All right, let's jump right into a story from the world of tech and finance that is, well, it's a genuine head-scratcher. It's a puzzle that seems to completely defy logic. So, how is it even possible for a company to lose a staggering amount of money, we're talking massive losses for 3 years straight, and yet somehow have one of the priciest stocks on its country's entire market? This is the paradox of VNG, a Vietnamese tech giant, and we are going to break it all down. To figure this out, the very first thing we need to understand is where VNG's stock is actually traded. Because trust me, this isn't just some minor detail. It's the first major clue in solving this whole thing. See, VNG isn't planned on the main stage. Not yet, anyway. It's listed on a market called UPOM. And the easiest way to think about UPOM is like it's the rookie league of the Vietnamese stock market. It's the starting line, the entry point for companies that aren't quite ready for the big show. And this table, it lays it all out perfectly. You've got the majors, that's the HOS exchange, with the absolute strictest rules. You need a ton of capital and 2 straight years of profit. Then you have the minors, HNX, with slightly lower requirements. And then you've got UCOM, the rookies. The bar to get in is way lower. And here's the kicker. Look right there. No profit needed. This little detail is absolutely key to our story. Okay, so we know where they trade. Now, let's get to the who. Who exactly is this company, VNG? To put it simply, VNG is a legend in Vietnam's tech scene. Seriously. They started way back in 2004 and became the country's very first unicorn, which, as you know, is a private company that hits a valuation of over $1 billion. They are a true homegrown pioneer. And if you want to understand just how massive they are, get a load of this number, 78 million. That's how many people use their main messaging app, Zalo, every single month. Now, that isn't just a big number. That's about 80% of Vietnam's entire internet population. It's just totally dominant. But Zalo is just one piece of the puzzle. VNG has woven itself right into the digital DNA of Vietnam. It all kicked off with their huge success in online games. They then used that momentum to build the #1 messaging app. From there, they've pushed into digital payments with ZaloPay, and now they're building for the future with cloud and AI services. Okay, so we've established that VNG is a giant, a real powerhouse. But what about the money? Let's peel back the layers on their finances, because this is where that paradox we talked about really snaps into focus. And this chart tells a fascinating story, or at least half of it. As you can see, their revenue is growing steadily. Things are looking good. But the other side of the story, their profit, well, that's where things take a huge turn. For 3 straight years, their profits have been deeply, consistently negative. And the total damage? The cumulative loss from 2022 to 2024 is almost 4.9 trillion Vietnamese dong. That's well over $1 billion in losses. So if revenue's climbing, where in the world is all this money going? The answer starts to become clear right here. This chart shows where VNG's money is actually coming from. And wow, it's pretty obvious. Online games are the engine. They are the cash machine, pulling in about 3/4 of all their revenue. This is the beating heart of their business. And this is where you see the company's split personality. On one side, you've got the cash cow, that core online games business. It is super profitable, generating almost 900 billion dong in cash in 2023. But then, on the other side, you've got the cash burn. They are taking all that profit and just pouring it into huge new investments, especially their digital wallet, ZaloPay, which burned through over 700 billion dong in that very same year. And right there, we are getting to the heart of it. These losses, they're not an accident, they're not a sign of failure, they are the price of a massive calculated bet on the future. Let's take a look at the blueprint for this gamble. VNG has this 4-pillar strategy, and it's pretty brilliant how it all connects. It starts with pillar 1, keep growing that gaming cash engine. Then, they use that money to support pillar 2, making money from that huge Zalo user base. Both of those then feed into pillar 3, an all-in bet to win the digital payments war with ZaloPay. And finally, pillar 4 is all about the future, building out their business services with cloud and AI. That's the roadmap. And make no mistake, their ambition is off the charts. This quote from their leadership really says it all. They see AI not just as another product, but as the key technology that will launch them from being a Vietnamese leader into a global powerhouse. They are betting the company on this long-term vision. And there you have it. The paradox is solved. The crazy high stock price and the deep financial losses, they're not a contradiction. They're two sides of the same coin, a massive strategic bet on total future dominance. So that just leads to an even bigger question. Is it a good bet? So let's break it down, bull versus bear. The bull case, the optimistic view, is pretty compelling. VNG is a dominant market leader, their ecosystem is incredible, their core business is a cash machine, and they have huge potential in hot sectors like fintech and AI. But the bear case is just as real. I mean, we're still talking about 3 straight years of massive losses. They face brutal competition from global giants everywhere they turn, and the stock itself is very thinly traded, which definitely adds risk. So it all comes down to this. VNG is using its profitable present to bankroll a potentially game-changing future. They are deliberately burning cash today to build an untouchable empire for tomorrow. Now that you've seen all the pieces of this incredible puzzle, the final question is for you. Based on everything you've just seen, is that a bet you would take?